In today's lesson, we're going to be learning how to multiply fractions by whole numbers. So let's look at the first problem. We have 43 times 2.4. Let's go ahead and round these numbers to get a good estimate of what our product should be. So we have 43. If I round that number, I'm going to start with rounding it to the nearest 10. So I would box in my 4, underline my 3. That's going to tell me to let it rest. So I'm going to say that's about 40. And I'm going to multiply 2.4. Same thing, I'm going to box in my biggest number, which is 2 ones. I'm going to look at the 4. That's going to also tell me to let it rest. So that's the same thing as 40 times 2. Well, I know 40 times 2 is 80. So a reasonable answer, we would get about 80 for our product. So let's find the actual product. So we have 43 times 2.4. Let's go ahead and draw an area model to multiply. So I'm going to start with my rectangle, and I'm going to set up this side as my 40 or 43. So 43 in expanded form would be 40 plus 3. And then I'm going to break apart 2.4. And I'm going to think of 2.4 as 24 tenths. So I'm going to say this is 20 tenths plus 4 tenths. And remember, these are tenths because 2.4 is the same thing as 24 tenths. Now I'm going to multiply. So 3 times 2 for this area is 6 plus a 0, so that's 60. And then 3 times 4 here, we have 12. Let's go ahead and add across to get our partial product. 60 plus 12, that would give me 72. But remember our unit, this is tenths, so we'll have 72 tenths. Let's go ahead and find these two areas. We have 40 times 20, so that would give me 4 times 2 is 8, plus a 0 for 40, plus a 0 for 20, so that'd be 800. And then 40 times 4 to find this area. 4 times 4 is 16. Add a 0 for 40, that's 160. Let's add our partial products here to give us our, or add our area here to give us our partial product. So 800 plus 160, that would be 960. And again, our unit is tenths, so this would be tenths. So our partial product of 960 and 72, let's go ahead and add that up. And that would give you 1,032 tenths. So we're using unit form here. So now we need to figure out in standard form, what is 1,032 tenths? Well, if you want to use your place value chart, what you would need to do is you need to put the last digit in the tenth spot. So 1,032, that 2 would be a tenths. Our 3 would go in the ones. We'd have 0 tens and 100s. So our number in standard form would be 103 and 2 tenths. So our answer is 103 and 2 tenths. So that's one strategy of multiplying decimals by whole numbers, is using the area model. And we changed this 2.4 to 24 tenths. That way it's just like whole number multiplication. So you can kind of, by reasoning and taking out the tenths, and changing this to a whole number, it's just like multiplying whole numbers, but then at the end you just need to think of what your unit is and convert that.